Parents, good morning, and welcome to today's lesson. Today's lesson was the conscience and the interior life. What is the conscience? I'll read it out of the Catechism of the Catholic Church. 1796 says, conscience is a judgment of reason by which the human person recognizes the moral quality of a concrete act. The ability to know what is right and what is wrong. We taught today the conscience in its traditional form. We talked about how in years of past, we would say the conscience is often reflected as that little angel sitting on your shoulder, telling you one side, telling you, yes, this is good, this is right, you should do that. And on the other shoulder, you have a little devil telling you, no, you can go have it, you can go do this. And that interior struggle that results from it. That was today's lesson. We also referenced the classic kid story, Pinocchio, where in that story you see him struggling with lying and how his nose gets bigger, and Jiminy Cricket serving as the conscience of Pinocchio. We also even used the our 3-year-old Ivy, a classic story of all 3-year-olds, when they are told they ought not have that cookie. Mom told them not to do it. And yet when she sees it, she struggles. You can actually see the struggle on a 3-year-old. Did you have that cookie? Shouldn't I have it? Did you eat it? And that common story that we all know and share. This kind of helped bring it all home. So, what are we to do with this? First of all, the conscience is a gift. It's a gift from God to help guide us on the way back home to heaven, to help us learn and live, and to help us hear. The conscience is the voice of God guiding you along your way. We know that it's not something we gave ourselves because it serves as a law that binds us on the way, compels us to do it. Even against ourselves. If you go against your conscience, if you ever wanted to be rewarded, I told it, if you listen to your conscience, you will be given a reward like no other. You will feel it when you obey your conscience, especially in a difficult scenario. And likewise, if you go against your conscience and rebel against it, you will feel a deep shame, a deep struggle by not obeying it. It's a powerful thing that we didn't put there. That's the first takeaway. And that we're obliged to listen to it. So we went through an exercise and we talked about, can you hear your conscience? And that's what we're asking the children to do for the next 2 weeks. Take the time, live in such a way with your morning prayers and your evening prayers, praying throughout the day to listen to that conscience. That conscience is a voice of God guiding you along your way. And then a couple tips to mastering, what we call mastering the art of choosing between two goods. It's true that at this stage in development, choosing good over evil is what we're asking the children. But as you get older, we know it's not that simple. What changes is, how do I choose between two goods? Some of the older students are already wrestling with that type of thing. And getting that down packed needs 3 quick tips. We told them to be good at it, you have to be ready to do combat on yourself, violence on yourself, to be able to know that within you is sin, that you must help root it out. You have to know that every day that you wake up. We're all sinners. It's part of being human. It's part of who we are. So those morning prayers help get you prepared for that day, help guide you, and help you be in tune with Jesus. Number 2, the other way to get the art down between two goods is allowing Jesus to be the center of your life. For if he is the king of your heart, reigning over you, and you pray in the morning, you set yourself up all day and follow his teachings, you will be able to receive the grace. That's what Jesus came for, to help you win the war of the interior struggle, which leads us back home to heaven. So, using God's grace, praying constantly, and knowing that within you is sin that must be battled against on a daily basis is the key to the Christian world, the key to the Christian life, and mastering morality. These are the basics we covered today. We're asking the children to also consider Lent is fast approaching upon us, to start thinking about not only the saints that they will be choosing for their patron saint, that's coming in a couple weeks, but also to start looking at what we will be looking at sacrifices throughout the Lenten calendar that's coming fast approaching upon us. That's today's lesson, parents. I know that God loves you. Bye now.